that bank robbery is illegal, but I still say no, 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 no. I'm drunk, right? I've been drinking, right? I've been drinking, right? So I got my bottle of Henny, right? And I'm like, no, 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 no. I'm grown. You don't tell me what to do, motherfucker. You don't tell me what to do. Where's bank at, dude? Where's bank at, right? So you're telling me like, look, boys, don't go rob a bank because you'll go to jail. And I'm like, no, I'm grown. I have the right to choose. I can do what I want to do. Don't tell me what to do. So you're like, okay, well, the bank's right there. So you do you. Right. So I take my drunk ass over there and I've been drinking and I go in, I pull out the gun, give me your money. I'm gonna shoot everybody up in here. Right. And I rob the bank and I get caught on a security camera stumbling out of the bank with a big bag full of money and a gun in the other hand, and a bottle of liquor in the other hand. I got three hands now, and I get caught by the cops. So the cops take me down to the precinct, right? They take me to jail because I chose to rob a bank while I was pissy drunk. Yes or no? Do you think I'm going to go to prison? What are my odds of going to prison? Yes or no? If you were a betting man or a betting woman and you had to bet whether or not my black ass who just robbed the bank on camera was going to go to prison, is the answer yes or no? Despite the fact that I was drunk, despite the fact that I'm technically incapable of consenting to bank robbery, right? Despite all of that, in fact, imagine if I went to court and said, it's really your fault that I robbed the bank. It's really your fault because you knew I was drunk. You knew I had been drinking. And I asked you where the bank was located. And it was your responsibility to stop me from going to rob the bank. Like, it was your responsibility to tell me, look, boys, you've been drinking, bud. I can't let you do this. Because if you go rob that bank, then I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to go to jail, right? Which makes perfect sense, right? Perfect sense in a white supremacist society that you go to jail for something I did, right? Because I was drinking and you should have known that I'm a fucking child. You should have known that I'm not grown. I'm not mature. I'm not an adult. I don't know what I'm doing. I've been drinking. So it was your responsibility to stop me from robbing the bank, right? And the fact that you told me where the bank was located, I asked you where the bank was at, and you said, well, the bank's over there. The fact that you even told me where the bank was at makes you an accomplice, which means I'm not going to jail for my behavior. You're going to jail for my behavior. You're going to pay the price for my decisions, not me, right? That's what I see when I look at the case of Quinta Asifas at the University of Wisconsin. Quinta Asifas was a young brother who got offered some sex. Now, these were two Beckys, which I've told you guys about the dangers of engaging with Becky, right? Which I hope every young black man listens to. But he was a young guy offered sex. I'm gonna tell y'all a little secret. Y'all probably don't even know this. This is gonna really shock a lot of you because no one's ever told you this before. You never heard this. But when you offer sex to men, sometimes they say yes. Sometimes they do it. Sometimes they choose to do it. You go and you ask them to sleep with you. You would think, right, that they'd say no. I'm going to go and play some volleyball today, and I don't have time for sex. Sex isn't that important to me. It's not that I had my penis removed, and it's just not that much fun anymore, right? You would think that that's what men would say, but I know it's a shock to some of you. But when you offer a 19-year-old man some sex, I had to be honest with you. When I was 19, you offered me sex, and you look good. You had a chance. You had at least about 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100% chance that I might say yes, right? Yeah, I know that's crazy to hear, but yeah, 19-year-old boys, they kind of like sex. So think about this. This is what's fascinating about the University of Wisconsin case with Quinta Asifas. Two young girls come up to him, two girls that are over 18, adults, grown. You hear the feminists always talking about, like, don't slut shame me. It's my right to choose. I can do what I want. It's my body. I make the choices with my body, right? So they're all empowered. Like, I'm making these decisions. You don't tell me what to do. You can't tell me where my hymen's at. Right, whatever. Okay, fine. So they come up, they get a little drunk, and they go and they're like, that's a black man. And black men, we are the most sexiest motherfuckers on the planet. Y'all know this. Let me know, yes or no. Do you agree with me when I tell you that black men are the shit? You just say yes. Say yes if you agree with me that black men, that we are special. Black women are amazing too. I'm telling you, I'm in Ghana right now. Lord have mercy. Black women, my God, when you're in your purest form, it's like I feel sorry for white women because they just can't compete with y'all. I just really have a lot of sympathy for them. I want to have a moment of silence for all the white women out there that can't get any male attention because a black woman was nearby. It's like if you're a planet, planets feel like they're really big until they sit next to the sun, right? Planets are really big until you put a planet next to a star, right? The star will outshine the planet every day of the week. And I'm telling you, you could put the prettiest white woman in Hollywood next to a pretty mediocre black woman, and it's like looking at a goddess next to a dog. No disrespect. I'm not saying white women are dogs. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that in my mind, there's just no comparison. Black women, seriously, I'm not pretending this. This is not me patronizing you. This is just true. And black men, we have that same DNA. Can you really blame all the white women chasing after these big, muscular, athletic black men, with who are working with extra equipment, if you know what I'm talking about? Like, can you really blame them for being attracted? No, you can't blame them for wanting it. I mean, you can get on the brothers for somehow weirdly choosing, these other women over black women. I don't get that. I can't process that. But, you can't blame them for wanting what the whole universe wants, right? Everybody wants those genetics. Everybody on a subconscious level, your reptilian brain, that's what they call it. It's instinctually attracted to the best genes. And you see the black man and you see our ability to survive. You see how extraordinary we are. And you know that we have the best genetics. That's why you mix a black baby with any baby. Anybody who has sex with a black person, you're genetically annihilating yourself. Like seriously. Like I know y'all get mad about the neo-Nazis and the white supremacists that run around saying they're going to eliminate us. They're going to eliminate us genetically. Can you really get mad at them? Are they lying? Are they lying? Answer that question. Give me a yes or no. I got to plug my phone in. My phone just died. Some of my friends on Instagram. Let me plug give me a yes or no. Do you agree with me? What do you think? What do you think? Do you think that people who feel that black genetics are possibly superior to all other genetics, do you think that they're crazy? You think they're making it all up? Or do you think that there might be some truth to that? Have you ever seen somebody that has a baby with a black person? And what happens to that baby? That baby doesn't come out Asian. That baby doesn't come out white. That baby comes out black. At worst, you might get called Asian or something, like a Tiger Woods type thing, where you see some characteristics from another race. But for the most part, they're pretty black. So, because Tiger Woods, he may think he's not black, but he's black. We know this, right? Now why? Now I'm being silly. I can't talk too long, guys. I'm just shooting the shit with you guys about this. But I want you guys to go research the case of Quinta Asifas at the University of Wisconsin. I'm really happy for this brother because, University of Wisconsin just did him really dirty. So these two girls get drunk and invite him to have a threesome. They go to his apartment with him, aggressively take him into the bedroom and lay down with him and do whatever lovers do in the bedroom. And then they claim that because they could not consent, that he must have raped them, that's rape. So he goes on trial for his life. One of his charges was a 40-year charge. He was facing 40 years in prison. Now, I need you to kind of process, like imagine yourself being 21 years old and being faced with the prospect of being in prison until you're 61, right? Literally, you're like you won't get out of prison until you're older than your grandfather is. 40 years ago was 1979. So imagine somebody getting locked up in 1979 and not being released until 2019, or getting locked up in 2019 and not getting released until the year 2059. That's what he was facing. And I give him so much credit because this brother held on. I mean, he was a stallion with it. He was so tough with it. He did not hold his head down in shame. He fought back. He countersued the university because they tried to take away his rights. With these Title IX laws, go look it up. The Title IX rules are very oppressive and very racist toward black men. Most of the individuals being taken down in these situations, a lot of them are black males. And it's all based on somebody's accusation, which is the craziest thing in the world. And I got a call about Quintez's case. That's why I knew about it. I had some brothers, a brother I knew that used to work with Jesse Jackson, hit me up about it, and they were working on his behalf. And from what he told me, there were some really problematic dimensions to this case in terms of, these girls sending text messages to him the next day, and that there was an issue of embarrassment, that one of the girls didn't want her, her white boyfriend to know that she might be a hoe. He didn't know that she might be a woman who secretly, like a lot of women, want that big black male, what, inside her body, right? That she wanted to pretend to be daddy's little girl, and as a result, she comes back and says, "Oh, he raped me," right? Because she doesn't want her reputation to be smeared. Yes or no? Yes or no? Have you ever heard of any other situation where somebody lied about being assaulted by a black man so they could avoid the embarrassment of the fact that they wanted to sleep with the black man? Yes or no? Have you ever seen any situations like this? This happens all the time. This is not as if this only happened one time in American history. It's happened many, many times. It's occurred many times since slavery. So University of Wisconsin's behavior in this situation is nothing more than a replay of things that happened on many hundreds of plantations, many hundreds of years ago. Right? This is, you ain't doing nothing new. This ain't no new millennium stuff. This is the same old racism. This is the same old white supremacies. This is the same old oppression, same old unbelievable double standard. And it's very sad. And here's what happened with Quintez. Let me just tell you what happened, because I got to go to this meeting in a minute. Basically, he goes on trial, which I can imagine must have been mortifying for him. And based on phone records, toxicology reports, and video surveillance footage, it was made abundantly clear that these young women were very happy to have participated in this particular act. In fact, the fact that it was made so clear, and the fact that they were going to destroy his life over this, says to me that, number one, the University of Wisconsin should be paying him at least $10 million for what he went through. At least $10 million. That should be on the lower end, maybe $50 million. Number two, it means that they should go to jail. They should go to jail. They should absolutely go to jail, because you can't go play, you can't go rolling the dice with a black man's life. I know everybody wants to think that this is just something where, the goal should just be to make things right, or to fight for equality, or to defend yourself. No, you should not have to defend yourself against a serious accusation like that unless you really did it. A criminal needs to defend themselves. An innocent person should not have to defend anything. If you are making an accusation, you're supposed to have the burden of proof on your side. Like if you make an accusation, you're the person that needs to prove it. So if I go to, I see Vicky Dillard, and if I go in there and I say Vicky Dillard robbed me, Vicky Dillard drugged me and took my Kool-Aid. If I want to go in here and accuse Vicky Dillard of drugging and robbing men, Cardi B style, well, that's an assault. That would be a horrible assault. I would never do that, by the way, because Vicky is a wonderful person. But if I were to accuse Vicky Dillard of drugging people and stealing their Kool-Aid, then I would have to prove that. That burden of proof is on me. It should not be expected that people would then go to Vicky and say, well, Dr. Boyce says that you drugged him and took his Kool-Aid. Vicky, how can you prove that you did not drug him and steal his Kool-Aid? Well, Vicky would say, because I don't do that to people. I don't drug people and steal their Kool-Aid. I can go get Kool-Aid. I got money for Kool-Aid. Why would I drug? I've never done this. Prove it. How do I prove that I didn't do something, right? How do you prove something that never happened? How do you prove, that pigs don't fly, right? How do you prove that? You can't prove pigs don't fly, because you can't go and find every single pig that's ever lived and prove that pig didn't fly. Like, that's not possible, right? Anybody who says, I believe pigs fly, needs to produce a flying pig to make their point. So if I try to accuse Vicky of a crime that she did not commit, then the burden of proof is on me to go and provide evidence to show that this crime was committed. The burden of proof is not put on these individuals, on these women. It was put on him. Like, prove you're not a rapist. I don't know how to do that. Well, you had sex. Okay, lots of people have sex. Well, we know that there was penetration. Lots of people penetrate. That's what happens during sex, right? Here's the thing. Their evidence that he was a rapist was as simple as saying, we got together and had sex. But here's another thing you got to think about. Hit the thumbs up button, by the way. If you haven't hit the thumbs up button, please do that. Please, I need you guys to hit the thumbs up button if you could. Here's the thing that's interesting. So if getting drunk and consenting to sleeping with somebody, even if you were the aggressor, as these women were, according to Quintes. I believe his word as much as I believe theirs. How about this? If it's he say, she say, then the he say is equal to the she say. The he say doesn't get outweighed by the she say. You can't tell me the she say is going to outweigh what he said, right? So I believe it's equal. So Quintes says that, you know, one of the women was the aggressor. They got to the apartment. She instantly took him back to the room, stripped him down, and went to work. Right? She was a dedicated employee. She's like, I'm about to give you this work. So she took him back to the bedroom, said, take your clothes off, and we go start ripping them off, and went to town with this man. Right? So here's the thing. Here's the point I want to make. Follow me on this. So if they're saying that he raped them because they could not consent because they were drunk when they chose to have sex, then if he was drunk too, does that mean that they're rapists also? Does that mean that they raped him? Yes or no? Yes or no? If you get what I'm saying. Do you get what I'm saying? Yes or no? Couldn't he accuse them of the same thing that they're accusing him of? like, can't you do that? Right? Yes or no? Like, I mean, would that make sense? Like in the black court of public opinion, right? Which that's what we are. We're not a legally sanctioned court, but in the court of Boyce Watkins, if you're talking about everybody being able to accuse somebody of rape because you were drunk, well, then that means that they were drunk too. Then that means you're a rapist also. So you're incriminating yourself. Yes or no? Right? So now that's the problem with these stupid Title IX laws on these college campuses, which are built basically for the benefit of white females at the expense of everyone else. These Title IX laws create these stupid situations where now the men that are fighting back, you've literally now got cases where students are going to campus administrators claiming to have raped each other, or claiming that both of them saying, oh, they raped the guy. The guys are now running. There was one case, seriously, where a guy was upset because his friend got accused of raping a girl because she was drunk when she chose to have sex with him, right? And so what the guy does is he lures the girl, he seduces her, they go to bed together, and then he hops up and goes to the administration and says, I was drunk, she raped me. Right. So the campus is like, wait a minute. So you're saying that, wait, the rape victim is now the rapist? And it just made them look real stupid. It was the dumbest crap I've ever seen in my life. How about we go back to the basics? The basics say you are responsible for what you choose to do. If I get drunk and decide I want to go rob a bank, and you give me directions to get to the bank, I cannot come back and say, well, because I was drunk, I could not consent to robbing a bank. And because you gave me directions, you actually are the one responsible for the fact that I chose to rob a bank. I have never in my life, not one single time in the history of all mankind, ever seen a black man commit a crime or do anything to anybody in which he could say that because I was drunk, I was not responsible for my actions. That law should be changed to the white woman law. The white woman law says that, you know, when things are okay, you can claim that the white female is as strong and as empowered as everybody, and she can roar, and she's able to make her own decisions, and she's empowered, and this, that, and the other. But then when things don't go right for her, she gets reduced to a little child. She gets to become an infant. I got drunk and I decided to put his penis in my belly, and I was a child. And you kids, they treated me like a baby. Like I can't make my own decision because I'm a little baby, right? So you're going from the roaring feminist who's giving the finger to the world to this little baby. I just need a diaper because I just don't know I don't know how to. I don't know nothing about no sex. I'm just an innocent little Becky, and I just don't. Come on, man. Seriously, get out of that. That's ridiculous to me. It is the dumbest stuff I've ever heard in my life. And the reason I call it out, like white folks do stupid stuff all the time, so I don't call out most of that stuff. I call this out because it's costing black men their lives. Some of y'all got sons, you know, that are gonna get sucked into situations where everybody's drinking. I was on college campuses for 25 years. I've seen everything in terms of college students doing dumb stuff while they drink. That's why I relentlessly fought universities, at Syracuse in particular, because they're just known for alcoholism. I was fighting to get the administration to do things to encourage young people not to drink so much. And I said, when they start drinking, they do dumb shit. And then next thing you know, we're trying to sort through the dumb shit to figure out who was the dumbest person in the group, right? I'm not a fan of any of that, you know, but I'm telling you, the reason that this bothers me is because so many young black men are in danger and don't even know it. Don't forget, don't go look up that one brother. Please say his name. He's out of Kansas. Why do I not have his name in my head? I'm bad with names, but the brother in Kansas, please, if say his name in here, because y'all, if you watch me, you've heard me mention his name because I want to say his name because he needs somebody to say his name. This brother, his case made me so sad. No evidence, no nothing. And in fact, he didn't even sleep with the girl. Didn't even have sex with her. Didn't even sleep with her. I talked to the guy's best friend. I talked to the brother's best friend. And his best friend was like, man, he's like, Boyce, he's not even a guy that chases a lot of women. Please say his name. Albert Wilson. Thank you. Albert Wilson. His website is freealbertwilson.com. That's freealbertwilson.com. That's the hashtag freealbertwilson. If you have it in your heart to at least investigate, share his case, please do this. Go look this brother up. Share it. It don't cost you nothing to share it on your social media. Please help this young man in any way you can, because it breaks my heart. My instincts, my guts tell me from talking to his friend, his best friend, and other people, and everything I've read, I have not seen one shred of evidence to say that he did this. If anything, I've seen evidence that she was the aggressor, that she wanted to sleep with him, and that she was upset because he wouldn't sleep with her. And I was kind of stunned because I even had a black person who hit me up, a black attorney actually, and I was confused by what he said. He said, well, Doc, you don't actually have to have sex in order to be charged with rape. I'm like, yeah, but he didn't do anything. They kissed, and then he told her he didn't want to. They were alone for 5 minutes. It's hard to pull off an assault in 5 minutes. I've never done it before. Like, I don't know. I mean, maybe hopefully there's no rapists in the building. If you are, please leave, because I don't want you in here. But seriously, I would imagine that anybody who decides they want to assault another person, I just don't know how you can get all that done in 5 minutes and get cleaned up and end up right back at the club down the street. Go look up that case. It is the most blatant and egregious and extraordinary and shocking example of white supremacy and white double standards that I've ever seen in my life. Albert Wilson, free Albert Wilson's the hashtag. freealbertwilson.com is his website. And I want to mention his brother's name because I want him and his family to know that somebody out here is thinking about him. And this brother got 12 years in prison at 23 years old and had his whole life ahead of him. Now he's going to be traumatized in prison, and he's going to have to live with this for the rest of his life. And I just think that we as black people need to speak up about this nonsense. Quinta Asifas was another one. There's other cases. I hear about Title IX cases all the time. I get stuff on this all the time. I went to defend a brother who's a black professor who had a 20-year perfect track record, and there was literally, this is more Title IX bullshit. This white female that they refused to identify to him goes to the administration and says, he makes me uncomfortable. And and check this out. So they go to him and they're like, you're under investigation. He's like, for what? They said, we can't tell you. He says, okay, well, what am I being accused of? We can't tell you. Well, who's accusing me? Can I face my accuser? No, you can't. And basically what it turned out to be a year later, he finds out a year later, after all the stress and anxiety of possibly losing everything of a 20-year career, he finds out that literally a student in his class that he'd never ever been alone with, never went to her house, never slept with her, never did none of that stuff, that she felt that things he said in class, he made a joke about a pregnant student that made her uncomfortable. He made something, and it wasn't even a mean joke. It was like, I think he said something like, so when do you hatch the baby? He said something like that. So when do you hatch, right? Because he liked to give, they would give these, what the fuck was it? Like these baby showers. For the students, right? Because he's a professor of social work, and they wanted to support, the single moms and just moms in general. So he would have baby showers in class for students that were having children, and he made a joke like, so when does the baby hatch? And apparently this made the lady uncomfortable. So she decides, with her little white privileged self, to go down to the administration and to complain about this black man and to say, he makes me feel uncomfortable. Being in his presence bothers me. So that's the dilemma of the black man. Just your mere existence, the fact that you out here breathing, the fact that your mama didn't abort you before you were born is a threat to other people. It makes other people uncomfortable that you're even alive. Right? That you're even in the room, that you were on the elevator, that you were in the vicinity, that you even said 2 words. And I'm gonna tell you, I don't think we should stand for any of that. I don't think we should stand for any of that. You get your white privileged self out of my face with that nonsense, because guess what? You've been making me and my people uncomfortable for about 400 years since y'all been enslaving us and taking all of our wealth and putting us in prison for no reason. All that. How about this? You made the earth uncomfortable with your behavior. Your stench has gone throughout the entire planet and destroyed entire societies. I'm in Ghana right now, and I'm sitting there trying to figure out how in the hell can you have a continent, Africa, where all the people are black and all the ownership is white. The large majority of the ownership of the natural resources in this country is white. This is not me trying to be anti-white. I'm being anti-ignorance. I'm being anti-evil. I'm being anti-bullshit. Because seriously, like maybe your whole existence, I'm sorry, I'm not, I got white friends, so I want to say that in case any white people are in the room and you get offended. I have plenty of white friends, so just know I support, I like you guys. You're okay, but your whole existence as a collective has made me incredibly uncomfortable. So, you got to get off the bullshit. Like seriously, I mean, it makes me angry to the point where I'm going to stop talking because I'm going to go. I'm supposed to meet some folks downstairs, but. This stuff is just unbelievable. And so I'm just happy that Quinta Asifas got over his case. Quintez, if you're watching, I want you to see if you can sue the University of Wisconsin for $1 trillion. Maybe you won't get $1 trillion, but it's okay. I want you to sue them for everything. I want you to go after your accusers. I want them to be sued. I want them to go to jail, and I want them to be buried. I don't want them in the jail. I need them buried under the jail because that's where they deserve to be because of what they put you through. Because I think it's nonsense. I don't even know what happened in that bedroom. All I know is that if people are inviting you to have sex and y'all all get together and y'all all do it, the fact that they're coming out here and saying all these things and they have no proof and there's all this evidence to show that they were lying, all this evidence to show that they were lying, that says to me that they should actually get the same sentence that you were going to get if you have been found guilty. And I'm telling you what, it takes a lot for a big, dark black man to go up against daddy's little girls, right, in the court of law in Wisconsin, of all places, one of the most racist states imaginable. Wisconsin is horribly racist. Think about this, a big, dark black man going up against daddy's little girl, and he was acquitted. That means you got to have some shit on your side. You got to have evidence like a mug for you to be able to walk out of that courtroom with your life intact. So the fact that he was able to go in Wisconsin and go on trial as a big, dark, athletic, muscular black man against a couple little daddy's little girls having threesomes, getting drunk and having threesomes, by the way, that daddy's little girls, right? And the fact that he walked away acquitted tells you that that there had to be an abundance of evidence supporting his claim and an abundance of evidence supporting the idea that they lied. Guess what? Imagine this, a woman lying about sex to preserve her reputation. That's never happened before. That's never occurred, right? That's beyond the realm of our imagination. Like seriously, like it's nonsense, man. It's ridiculous. So I'm gonna go. I'm just talking so much. I'm probably gonna get in trouble. Master gonna get me for telling y'all the truth, but I got to do it anyway. So I hope you guys are hearing me when I say this, and you guys have a great day, and I love you, and thank you for listening. And I just want you to protect your sons, man. You gotta protect your sons because it's a dangerous world out here. Please warn your sons. All right, guys. So hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. Please hit that thumbs up before you go. Also, if you want to support our media, we like to tell the truth about what's happening in the world. Please go to intelligentblackpeople.com. We'd love to have you as a patron. It would really help us a lot in terms of expanding our reach. We are going to be reaching parts of Africa as well. I'm talking to people here about deals where we're going to do things here in Ghana especially, but in other places as well. I've actually been for a long time, I don't talk much about it, but we've actually been in conversations with people in Ghana and Botswana and South Africa about doing some work there. I just want to really do some research before we move forward. So your support is invaluable. We love you. We appreciate you every day of the week and twice on Sunday. So please hit the thumbs up button. If you want to be a patron, please go to intelligentblackpeople.com. That's intelligentblackpeople.com. I'm out, guys. Have a good day. Love you. Peace.